Howdy everyone, I'm Doug and I want to welcome you to the next Positive Gravity. Today I'm going to be working with this nice piece of walnut. It's, you can see it's obviously got a big hole in it. This hole goes all the way through to the bottom. So, I could do resin work on it and maybe make a bowl or something, but I'm not going to do that. The shape of this isn't really going to be great on a bowl, I don't think. It's just not that interesting. So what I am going to do though is take it to the bandsaw. I'm going to cut it in half through here. And I'm going to cut it in half this way and make about 5.5 inch square blocks that are, I don't know, 6 inches tall or so. And on this side, I'm going to use it for making the rest of my project. So these two blocks I'm going to use to make a mortar, two different mortars. So I'll have 2 blocks of wood. I'll make 2 mortars that are about that big. And then this side I'll use to make the pestle. And we're going to have 2 mortar and pestle sets when we're done from this piece. So thanks for watching. I'm going to take this to the bandsaw, get these pieces cut up, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to get on the lathe. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, always enjoy the process. Sometimes that's all you get. Let's do it. All right, so I got these cut up. Got some decent chunks out of it. There's a bit of cracking on this one. I'll have to see what happens when I start turning it. Hopefully it'll work out. Some cracks on this side. There's also some cracks on that side. So this one, we'll see. Give it a try. And then this one's got some of that center area from that piece that I just cut down the middle. So I was going to make this the bottom and make some of this sapwood the top. So I don't know. They're not perfect blocks, but I'll give them a try and see how they work. These, on the other hand, ended up with 4 pieces for pestles, and I don't think I'm going to use any of them. First of all, there were nails inside them. Right in the middle of this piece of wood, there were nails, so who knows how long they'd been there, but not happy about that. And you can see it put big cracks right into the wood. So I really don't think I can use this for what I was going to use it for. I'll be able to use it for something else. This one's pretty clean, but it does have a bit of bark still right here, so it'd have to be smaller. Maybe this one would work, but it's mostly sapwood. Maybe on that one. This one, more nails. I can't even get those out, so I'd probably just have to cut that off. Then it's too short. So no go on that one. Same on this one. That's where the nail was. Cracks. So probably a no-go on that one. So I'll give this one a maybe. But instead I have these 2 pieces of walnut, which were from something completely separate. But they're good solid pieces. No cracking, reasonably straight grain. It's not perfect. I think it'll be okay. And they're tall enough, that there'll be a handle here for using it. So I'll probably start with these and see if I can make decent handles out of those. All right, so the next step then is to get one of these onto the lathe and start turning it. So I'm just going to find the center. I think I'll use woodworm screw maybe to mount it. I'm a little nervous about putting the full faceplate on here because it might get the screws too close to where I'm actually going to leave wood in the end. So I'll probably just put the woodworm screw right in the center of the top. And this is going to be the top. So we got sapwood and the other wood, I forgot the name of it, sapwood and the rest of it. Yeah, so let's do it. Woodworm screw. So I'm just going to find the center. I'll put the woodworm screw in and I'll bring you back when we're ready to mount it on the lathe. All right, so we're going to put the woodworm screw in here and it just kind of clamps in. Clamps into the jaws. Just like that, minus the glove. Okay, then we have our block. And we just screw it right on. It's important to get this side of the wood screwed down flat against the jaws all the way around, so I get nice contact all the way around on a nice flat surface there. We're ready to go. I'm a little bit worried about this corner just blowing out because it's so close to the pith. The grain is only just short right here. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. Things are rarely ideal though, and we make do. All right. Mask and face shield. And I'm going to start with my 1/2 inch gouge. It's 700 RPM. Bad cracking in here. I got a bad feeling about this. I may just have to make it shorter. Get rid of all this cracking. All right. I'm going to get rid of this bottom. It's cracked. It's just not good enough. So how much can we get? If I cut it off here, I'll get rid of this crack. So there's a crack right here that I want to get rid of. So that would put me cutting the bottom somewhere around there. There's still some cracking in it, but I can probably deal with that. Get rid of this little bit of bark on the top. So it looks like we'll be about 4.75 inches tall. That's reasonable actually. I'll probably put a bit of a pedestal on the bottom, so that'll be, several inches tall here, and then a pedestal to kind of give it some weight on the bottom. So make sure this inner corner is nice and clean and sharp. And this surface here is flat. So flat, a nice clean corner. and a little bit of a dovetail shape to match up with my jaws. It's not the best tenon, the best wood for the tenon. It's still got some cracking, but that goes all the way into the almost into the tenon, so I'm not going to be able to get rid of that. I'm just going to have to work with it, secure it. We'll see. I could just go all the way to there and take all that off, and it becomes very short, very small. It wouldn't have a pedestal, it would just be a bowl. Alright, I'm not a fan of these cracks, so they're out of here. Hate to do it, but I'm going to make the bottom of this right here. All right, so this has had a good wipe down with mineral oil. I'm just going to use a mineral oil finish on it since this is a food contact surface. And I want to flip it around and take the tenon off. But before I can do that, I need to find my thing here. All right, so we're going to take this off. And now I need to make a jam chuck to hold this on there. I'm going to do that with this scrap piece of walnut that we have from earlier in the project, because it's already got tenon on it. So it's time to make the pestle. I'm going to try using this piece. This is a piece out of the original piece that I started with this project. This one has no nail holes. It's got a little bit of heartwood and sapwood, so hopefully some of that will still be retained in the final mortise. Pestle. Here's the actual pestle, or mortar. So, you know, there's plenty of wood here to make a handle to grind stuff, so that's what I'm going to do. Bring in the tailstock. So I want to have enough extra wood here so I don't have a mark from the tailstock in the top of the mortar pestle. And then same on this end, I need to be able to cut it off, so it'll probably be about that long. Anybody who's new at turning, it's important to know the difference between your tools. You can see that this gouge has a flute, and the flute goes into the handle and it's still flute shaped. So that's a weak spot. Compare that to this bowl gouge. It's round at the handle. So if you try to do a bowl work with this one, it can snap off and then really bad things can happen. Don't do that. But for spindle work, this is great. The first step is to round this up. I'm going to leave that much to cover the tailstock mark on the tip, so that'll get cut off, and kind of the same on this end. This is going to get cut off, and so my mortar will be, good grief, my pestle will be this long. Got mortise and tenon stuck in my head and I can't make it go away. I was thinking about kind of like a baseball bat design. Something that tapers it a bit. Trying to guess and give that roughly the same curve as the bottom of the bowl so that it can get decent contact with the items that you're trying to grind. I'm going to use some Yorkshire grit. So this is a mix of mineral oil, beeswax, and some abrasive powder to polish the surface up. And apply mineral oil. This is just Howard's cutting board oil that you can get at any woodworking store or big box store. And this will be my recommended maintenance for anybody that buys one of these. Be just to clean it with water, dry it off, and then let it dry for a bit, and then treat it with mineral oil periodically. I wouldn't use other oils because they can go rancid. And the last step is to cut it off. So I'm intentionally not breaking this off because if you break it off, it's going to take some of the grains with it and leave you a little damage in the tip here. So I'm just going to sand it down. Like that. There you have it. Looks like it'll work good. I'm going to go ahead and polish these on the polishing wheels. This is the Be-All buffing system. Triple E white diamond carnauba wax, I believe it is. Yeah, I think it says car wax on it. Carnauba, yeah, so it's carnauba wax. So you're supposed to run this at a 1800 RPM. That's 1800. Teeny bit of wax. White diamond. Triple E. Hold on to it really good.